Hi,
Hi.
let's
Hi, hello.
Disha. So I haven't received a request from Disha. So
Hello.
yeah,
Am I
am I
audible?
Hello.
audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, can
Okay.
you increase the volume a bit? Yeah, I think she's there.
Hi.
Um.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
Aman. Hi, Shantanu. Hi, Mamita.
Hi.
Hi, Disha. Hi.
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 That's a nice Atmos suit you've got there.
Yeah. How you got this animation?
Actually, it's
No
there.
idea. I'm
Instagram
wondering
page.
how is she getting that signal over the moon?
True.
So it gives the 360 view also. Like I can rotate and see.
Yeah. Wow. Can you get off from the site so that we can watch some more views from the moon?
I don't think so.
Just kidding. Nothing as such. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I found filters, I guess. I found them.
Okay. I think. Oh.
We all should go to moon now.
I don't have access to rocket, so
Okay.
I should stay here.
Okay.
See, in one way, it was advantage for me because
We'll
I
have to.
to prepare my background
Sorry?
for myself. So
Yeah. Yeah. I have to come all the way from room to lab so that I can give a good kind of a background. But because you can understand the hostel rooms, how we people used to keep our rooms.
I cleaned my room last night, at 12 a.m. Between 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. I was cleaning my room for the video call.
okay.
Oh, okay, I can understand your thing. Yeah, so same as with me. So I opted to come lab so that it would be a better place to sit
Yeah.
and then it would
It's
give a good
always a
look.
great
Yeah.
view at lab.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think people have joined a lot. So can we start now, or
Yeah,
do we need to wait?
yeah. Yeah. So people will keep coming and they will be going. So let's see. So thank you all for joining today on a Saturday evening. So yeah, today's session is with the three faculties, Aman, Shantanu, and Disha. So each of them are into different modes of science communication. So Aman has a YouTube channel, and Shantanu has like he makes comics, and Disha is a professional scientific illustrator. So I hope this session will be enjoyable and also useful to all of you. Uh, so the first segment today will be weaving a tale. So I'll just give a prompt here, and each of you have to continue the story. Okay.
Okay.
So
Mm.
this is the prompt.
And what order are we going to follow?
Yeah. So I'll tell the characters also, so you can choose to play one of. I mean, like choose to go flow of the character. So
Okay.
Okay.
So the prompt is, I'm a human. I'm being transported to Mars along with you three people. So Disha is a butterfly, and Shantanu is a lion, and Aman is a dinosaur. So I'm left.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hmm.
I will just start the flow. Like when I ended up in Mars like this with all three of you, I was literally clueless. So let's assume that Mars is habitable at this point. Okay, like it's like a safe
Okay.
position. So
Okay.
yeah, and the first thing I started to do was to take the butterfly on my hand, and I felt very soothing to have the butterfly with me, and I started talking to her. Like, how will we go back to? All my friends are left there. So yeah, I will start to continue from here.
Okay. So I'm the butterfly,
Yes.
and as soon as you took me to the Mars, because I'm a butterfly, I can be a good sensor of the kind of pollution in that planet also. So, but it's much lesser than Earth, so I am kind of happy, and I'm happy for you also that now you are in a better place than Earth, which is a bit less polluted.
So
Nice.
connect it with someone, either Shantanu, who is the lion, or Aman, who is the dinosaur, so that they can continue from.
Okay, okay. I tell you that this place is less polluted, so maybe there are less humans and more other organisms living here. And suddenly we come across that there is a dinosaur existing in that planet, and we say, "Wow, we didn't knew that here there are dinosaurs also." Okay, okay,
Okay.
continue.
So should I continue?
Yeah.
Dinosaur?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I'll eat this line and you because I don't want you to be a danger for me for my existence. So as we can see here in the earth that my existence is almost out of I'm not in the existence. So I'll try to increase my existence. So for that, I should remove you line and you human being, and butterfly won't be the problem for me. So I'll go with the
Thank you.
butterfly and me.
Okay.
For some
Yeah, even
reason,
I can't
I'm
eat.
happy with that scenario. I'm happy with that scenario because that saves me from, coming up with a line. Since then, I'm thinking, what? I'm a lion on Mars.
I saved you.
But Shantanu, we don't know what size dinosaur will be in Mars. Maybe it's smaller than you.
Ah,
Okay.
what kind of dinosaur is he? Is he a T-Rex?
Yeah, and
I
maybe,
don't know.
yeah, and maybe
Or is
he's
She
he
has
a
to
one of
specify.
vegetarian
those,
dinosaur.
the
She has
vegetarian
to
one?
specify. She
In
has to
that case,
specify.
okay, yeah.
Is she?
Yeah, Vamika,
Am
what
I going
kind
to
of?
be? Am I going to be the lab-made dinosaur or something? Because I don't think there's dinosaur left behind. So how will you going to
Yeah,
take me to the Mars?
I think
I
me
we
and
can
Vamika then discussed that okay, here there is a dinosaur, but it doesn't seem very natural.
I guess
So
it's a
probably he's
chicken
a
in
lab
that case.
generated one.
Okay,
okay.
it's fine. I did my part. I
So
ate
it's
them. Now
Okay. So if he
now they have
ate
to
me,
continue.
you are very
my only
perseverant
dialogue
for
is going to be
eating part.
screaming.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, if you heat Shantanu now, how is he supposed to speak? He's supposed to continue, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
My only
I'll let
dialogue
him
from
for
now
some time.
onwards, now I'm only going to shout. I'm just screaming, ah! Okay, that's the only thing I'm doing now. The easiest dialogue I know.
Okay. So, or maybe we should have a scene like you're speaking from inside the dinosaur's stomach or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought going to Mars was weird. Okay, but now I'm going to speak from his stomach. Okay. Uh, knock knock. Where am I? Is there food? Oh, what's this green substance over here? I don't know what's the color of the gastric juices. I'm just guessing it's green because it's dangerous, and that's my dialogue. I think I'm getting eaten away.
Okay? So, how are you going to come out?
Okay, so I think I'll start eating the dinosaurs from the inside in an attempt to save myself.
Great save.
Because
Don't do that.
I for sure am a carnivore, right? So there's no confusion over there. And I was already struggling to find food on Mars, right? You did not carry a dinosaur, and the only vegetarian thing you carried that I could eat was a butterfly, which is now going to be a big help, right? So now I'm inside the food that I'm going to eat. So I try to chew my way out.
Nice.
Okay, so it's getting very horrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's instead of scientific, it's turning gory story. Okay, can I give it a bit twist here? So
Sure.
when I saw the dinosaur, I told Vamika that here there is a dinosaur, and maybe it doesn't look natural. So it might be possible that there were some scientists who came here to the Mars and they started They tried to start a Jurassic Park in Mars, learning from Jurassic Park movie not to start in Earth. So our dinosaur has come from there probably, and then suddenly we see a lion also. So we go and ask dinosaur and lion that how they are here in Mars. So continue to with that, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, given the diversity of perspectives we have, I think it's difficult for me to conclude this session. I mean, like,
I can understand.
say, like all of us live on Earth and none of us live on Mars. So maybe that's
Yeah,
the conclusion.
that could be. I think butterfly can exist because butterfly is not a problem for any of us, so maybe she can
Yeah,
survive.
or
Yeah.
maybe butterfly started the butterfly effect, all the chaos. That's why we all are on Mars.
Okay.
Well,
So with that, we'll mark the closure of this first segment. Disha,
In a
you
very
take
awkward
over.
way.
Yeah.
True.
I hope we will do better.
So the next session will be just some basic questions because we have the topic as Atomos, Nanos, Cosmos, right? So what do you think is common among Atomos, Cosmos, and Nanos in the universe? At all the three levels, what do you see which is very common? Like something in the nano level is also there in the Cosmos level.
Yeah. So who wants to start first?
You go ahead.
I think
Disha should go ahead first.
yeah,
See, last
she
time
can
when I
go.
started, I created all the chaos. So I hope that you have started. Then it will be better.
Okay, one thing I can say, because both these atoms and these cosmos have some similarities. For example, if we take a solar system, it is more like a atom. As you can say that from the looking at the picture, so like it is having a center part which is a nucleus. It is also having a center part which is a sun revolving around it, planets which is also in the electrons, which is actually not. We can't compare both of them because of its size and level, and also because of the forces. If we take a forces in the atoms, there's these strong force and the electrostatic force, but it is not possible in the universe. But on the picture size, if we look into if we compare between them, it's more like look like this kind of similar kind of a structure. And if we compare it with the nanos is you can compare it as a kind of galaxy. So it consists of lots of atoms into it. So it's more like that. You can compare it. You want to add something? So like this is what I assume if we can compare these three things.
Okay. May I, Shantanu?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
So, in my opinion, when you see in all levels, be it atomos, be it cosmos or nanos, one thing which is always existing is symmetry. All the life forms, be it in chemical form, be it in physical forces, be it in physical electrical forces or like gravitational forces, we said, there is a sense of symmetry, and there is a sense of like controlling the entropy. So I think it's symmetry which exists in all the three dimensions.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, so I guess it's my turn now. So I was going to begin, the first thing that I had in my mind was atoms, right? That atoms is one thing that is very common. They make everything up, right? But because that was taken by Aman over here, so now then the other idea that came to me was that while I'm teaching students about the size of the universe, there's one thing I observed, which was very nice, which was very simple, that at different scales, the things that look, for example, if I talk about this Earth, right? The Earth is a very crowded place, but if I go a little bit away, it becomes very lonely, right? Even till a distance of 2 lakh kilometers or so. But then the moon comes into view and the sun comes into view, and you see that okay, it's not at all it's not at all empty. There are so many things. But then again, you start moving, away, and then again it's empty. Then the same thing happens with a galaxy, right? And the same thing you observe if you start zooming into things. Now, my biology part isn't very that good, but according to, if I see the picture of an atom, the one that was taken, so we see the electrons in so much of chaos all around the certain nucleus, right? It's all crowded. But then I keep on zooming in, they all look like stars basically in the night sky, right? So, glittering about, exactly. And then I keep zooming in, and then there's this one spot that's the nucleus, and everything's empty, similar to the sun as it was in the empty. So I think that is one thing I can say that is common between the nanos, cosmos, and I have no idea how to relate that to the atomos, but I guess that also has the same.
When you're saying this, I remember another example that there was a photographer who took a photograph of Paris city from the top, And then he compared that with the universal photo, some telescopic photo of galaxies, compared it with the neuronal nervous system. And he showed a lot of similarity that all these three, which are in very different dimensions or different sizing, and but they all had some kind of similarity in them. They all looked similar, very, very
Similarities.
similar.
Yes.
Sorry, I
Right,
interrupted you,
exactly.
Shantanu.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
that's completely fine. So, if we see the neural
Yeah.
structures, we see, the way the brain is, shown in the scientific pictures,
True.
it resembles the universe in a big scale a lot, right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
as Einstein, I don't know whether it's true or not, but I guess Einstein once compared the universe and the brain together, right?
Yes,
I'm not
yes,
sure if that's right,
Okay.
yes.
but I read somewhere, right? So, yeah,
Okay.
that is, I guess,
Yeah.
one similarity.
Interesting. So I think there is a lot to think. Like, my personal favorite is fractals. So we can see fractals even in microstructures like failure of metals, and also in the branching patterns of leaves. So that is what I usually like seeing from the small scale to the large scale. So talking about this, like, what do you actually think about dimensions as such? Like the different scales we have and the possibilities of humans being able to study the different scales in the universe. So what is your thoughts on this? The dimension of objects. And
Shantanu, what?
Okay. So, if I talk about dimensions, I guess dimensions are important. Like, if I talk about, let's say if I talk about in the atomic scale, right? In the atomic scale, the gravity wouldn't play a very important role. But then we have all these strong forces and weak forces and the electromagnetic force, all of them taking over,
Yeah.
and the world over there is completely weird, right? But if I talk about the big things, in that case, the smaller forces, the weak force and the strong force, get overwhelmed by gravity, right? So I guess understanding, the scale of things is very important. If I talk about dimensions, as it's like if I'm talking about bigger things like galaxies, right? So a lot of you can say a lot of processes come out by changing dimensions, right? You have the same star, it's a very big star, so the processes that are taking place inside it are completely very different, right? Even the color, even the physical processes. But similarly, you just squeeze that star into a very small size, and it becomes a neutron star or it becomes a black hole, and the whole physics overturns and a lot of weird things happen, right? So I guess dimensions are important. The effect of dimensions is very much. That is why we have a complete
So
two fields. We have cosmology and we have then nano scale.
yes. So continuing from what Shantanu has left, so I'm taking a size. So size of things are actually very important. If we talk about the nanometer scale, so as you know that nanometer is actually a billionth time of meter. So as we know that this gold is of yellow color and is shiny and everything, but when it turns into a nanoparticle, it turns out completely from red to ranging from blue. So it changes the properties of the materials also as we shift from bigger to the lower side, like in the nanometer range. It changes all the properties. If you take about the electronic properties, if you take about the fluorescent properties, also magnetic properties, all get changes with the change of the size. If you talk about dimensions, so you can take an example of this graphene. So graphene is a kind of 2D, and if you take it graphite, which is a 3D thing and which is a big size, so we can compare it. This graphite is very fragile and it can be broken out even by hand. But as we know that this 2D structure, this graphene is a strongest element. We can say that even scientists are claiming that we can make a ladder from here to the moon by the help of this graphene. So there's a lot of scope, and what you can say that there's a big change comes with the change of the size and the dimension. So that is actually a very beautiful thing in the particle chemistry and whatever you can call it. So there's a beautiful thing in that. If you change the dimension or change the scale, the particles and the things started showing different properties and different characteristics. So that is one thing which we can say that it is very important to understand and to know all the dimensions and know all the sizes, what impact it can make. So for example, sorry, I just want to add it a little more. For example, if we go on to the medicine field, so if we take about the chemotherapy, So it was initially it was like chemotherapy is having a lot of side effects because it can go to anywhere. But now because of the help of nanotechnology, it can be specific to the cancer cell, and the drug will not go to the other part of the healthy cells. So all these things can be achieved by the changing of the size of the particles. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll like to add the biology factor to here because I'm not a physics or chemistry person. So when we talk about the size, we can also see that in biology, in life sciences, you will see there are microorganisms as well as blue whale, like, and they are like completely of different dimensions. We are here. I understand that when we are talking about dimensions, we are talking about the size, because apart from that, if you go by theory of relativity, there are 3 dimensions, and then according to string of theory, there are 10 dimensions. So not to mix with that, just for the viewers, I understand that everyone might not be from physics or chemistry here. So when we are talking about the microbiological level and the possibility of studying from that, this whole diversity that we are having a microbes and we can study them, and we can study an organism as big blue whale, and then we can use those microorganisms in different kinds of phenomenon, and using like CRISPR-Cas, this kind of enzymes which are like invisible to the naked eye, and using that for all kind of gene therapy, all kind of gene editing, that I think is very fascinating. So that is my 2 cents from biology part.
Yeah,
I think
so
we
Yeah,
can
I
ask
even
audiences also like what they think about this thing. It would be nice to have some inputs from them.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, obviously let's include the audience. Let's see what they have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But talking about size, I don't know whether either of you have heard about this channel. There's this channel called Karziga. I don't even know their name's a very difficult name, but they make animated
Okay.
videos on science, and they were talking about how big a bacteria can
Yeah.
get.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess,
Yeah. I saw
you've
it.
seen
Yeah.
it, right? So that
Exactly.
shows,
Yeah.
a small bacteria, it does not have the respiratory system that we do, the
System.
bigger cell
Hmm.
organism, right? So
Yes.
it actually so that just by increasing the size, so many things
Hmm.
come into. If there's a small insect, it's going to be the surface tension of water is going to be a very big factor for that insect, right? But
True.
for us, it
Exactly.
doesn't even
True.
matter, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one
Hmm.
thing. When you said
Yeah.
biology, that just clicked in my
Yeah.
mind that I
Yeah.
thought it
Yeah.
was very
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that insect example is really great because that surface tension study has been applied to the all kind of better mechanisms for all the kinds of
Yeah.
water
Yeah.
vessels
Even
that are being made now.
yes.
So
Even I can add on this. There's a you know about this water repelling paints and all these things. So these are because of the nanotechnology thing. Because these nanoparticles is because of their large surface area. As the size reduces, the surface area increase. So because of the large surface area, the water doesn't get stick on it. So because of which it is showing a more hydrophobic property. And because of that, we are able to make such we are able to make such paints which don't allow water to get stick on it. So this is also a thing which we can relate with the size of the things. Yeah.
yeah. So
right.
always of interest to scientists like to explore even new dimensions, right? There may be dimensions which we are even unaware of. So it might be really interesting to come up with in the upcoming years. Maybe if it happens during our lifetime, we never know. So let's wait for the excitement. So
Even if we talk about dimensions like the one you were talking, I guess you're talking about dimensions as in, 1D, 2D, and
Yeah.
3D.
2D.
So,
Yes.
like, the best book I would say for that is if there's a story called Flatland. You must
Yeah,
have heard about it,
I read it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Flatland.
So the 3D person can look at into a 2D person, and the 2D one can't see the 3D one. So
Yeah, so that's
that's
the
what.
nice
Yeah.
thing, right? If there's an alien
Yeah.
in some 4D universe, they're just looking at us
Yeah.
and saying, why are they just going this way?
Yeah.
yeah,
We can even listen. We can even hear their sound. We can't see them because it is in the fourth dimension. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
yeah, and in biology you can never differentiate the fourth dimension, the time thing, because even if you are considering the enzyme activity, that factor will always be there. So you just cannot separate that.
Exactly, right.
yeah. So can you post the name of the book in the chat box?
I'll surely do
Yeah,
that.
Shantanu, I also needed the name.
So the next session is rapid fire. So it will be like one
Oh.
hour. So I'll first ask one of you, and maybe I'll start from Disha itself. We'll follow this in order. Disha, Aman, and Shantanu. So the first
Okay.
question is, as you, Disha, if you are able to have a startup, I'll give you two choices. You can choose between them. One is a startup to deliver food in space, and the other is a startup that makes artificial leaves. So which one would you like to have?
Artificial leaves.
Yeah.
I will definitely go for artificial leaves.
Okay. So I should have known the answer, right?
I would prefer to stay on Earth itself instead of moving somewhere else. And I think we really need this kind of things, artificial leaf kind of stuff here right now.
Okay, good. So next one is for Aman. Consider that you will serve a meal using labware. What will you serve on a petri dish, test tube, and conical flask? It can be a solid food or liquid food.
Petri dish I would consider because I can serve both of the things, liquid as well as solid in that.
Yeah. Give
In
me.
test tube, yeah, petri dish I guess.
Yeah, on what kind of food will you serve on each of them? One example of food which you will serve on petri dish, one for test tube, and one for conical flask.
Okay, petri dish. I will give them some dry fruits in petri dish. In test tube, I'll give them some wine or something. What was the third? Beaker, no?
Conical.
Beaker, right? Conical flask. Okay, so I guess no. Conical flask, I'll offer them some alcohol and in what I can serve. Lemon juice, I can serve it in test tube. You know what I'm saying this. So after hangover, they can get that lemon juice. So yeah.
So now the third question is for Shantanu. If humans reach a point like where they no longer need to drink water, what will they continue to drink? Just give me an answer other than alcohol, okay?
I don't drink. So I'm thinking of something.
Yeah.
I think I'll go for. I'm confused between Coca-Cola and coconut water.
Coconut water would be fine, I guess.
Yeah, I guess let's go healthy. Let's go the healthy way. I guess coconut.
Yeah. Should I add something here? Like, do you know why this coconut water is considered so holy in India? Like, why do we break coconuts and all this? Because it was considered that coconut is, the water inside it is completely pure. It's untouched from all the kind of chemical pollutants or toxins from outside world. So when you break it, what you are getting is completely pure. If you are not having pure water to drink in any place, you can survive by drinking that coconut water.
Yeah, I hope
it also has some nutrition.
I guess
It also has nutrition. Yeah. It also has nutrition as well. No? It has.
Yeah, I hope that humans don't find a way of adulterating it and it should stay.
I guess the most interesting question I thought was of Aman. What will you serve?
That was difficult as well.
Okay, now in the second round, the question for Disha is, if you can develop a potion, will you change your hair color and eyeball color or reduce your age by 10 years?
I'll reduce my age by 10 years and maybe I'll be doing another PhD probably. I'll be starting with another topic.
Oh God. You want to again repeat the PhD?
Yes, I
Are you liking it?
I used to love my research work and I would like to do something like that again. Now I'm not doing any research work, but I would really love doing that.
Okay. Interesting.
Sorry, what was the question? I lost the signal. I heard the answer, but I lost the signal. What was the question?
If she can develop a potion, will she change her hair color and eyeball color or choose to reduce her age by 10 years?
Okay.
Okay. Now the question for Aman is, if you knew graphene was tasty, will you make a cake or milkshake?
Milkshake.
Okay.
Yeah, I like milkshake because that's why. Also sugar-free milkshake, I guess. because already it is sweet. So as you said, it is tasty and sweet. So sugar-free milkshake, definitely.
Okay, I hope you don't try this in lab. Right?
No, no such intentions.
Okay. So the last question for Shantanu is, if you can grow a plant on Mars, which plant would you grow? And why?
If I could grow a plant on Mars, I think I'll go for potatoes.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
I
nice.
guess they, because first of all, they're good source of food and energy, and I think it has already been
Yeah.
tried in laboratories, so it has worked,
Yeah.
right? Plus,
It
I
is
want
there in the
Mars
movie,
to have a
no?
food.
So this is Matt Damon
Sorry?
situation. This is
It
Matt
is there in
Damon
the movie
Yeah, yeah,
situation.
Matt
also.
Damon situation.
Matt Damon
That,
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, I was going to mention that the Martian.
yeah.
So
Someone is
somebody is suggesting money
money
plant.
plant.
I wish.
Kalam Club. Yeah.
Okay, so with this, we can end the rapid fire session. The next session is about colleges and universities. So, this was a question from our audience, like through our Google form. So, how do you make the most of our time at college, given the pressure, like academic pressure? Yeah, so,
I guess, can I go first?
sure.
Yeah, okay. So I don't think if this should work like a suggestion, but what I did personally was uh, what I've noticed in college, we have a lot of free time, right? Compared to other parts of our life. So use that free time, right? I used to read magazines, so I'm particularly focused in the field of astronomy, right? So other fields do not interest me as such. They do, but not as such. So I used to read the magazines related to space. Used to read novels a lot, right? And one thing that I learned from a friend of mine was to read research papers, even if you cannot read them, but just read the abstract so you know what's going on in your field, especially if you're in a field of science and you want to pursue research, if you want to go into academia. Apart from that, get a hobby. Do not completely be engrossed in your books, because that's going to kill your interest in the other life, and you're not going to know how to take a break, right? So maybe start a blog, maybe start writing, or learn how to play a new instrument, learn a new language. That's my 2 words on it.
Okay. Does anyone want to answer, or shall we move on?
Yeah. So for me, it's like I'm a research scholar, Ph.D. You all know. So most of our time goes in the lab. Apart from lab, I prefer staying in a room because I love reading more and more research which is going on. So that it also helps me in understanding more and learning more, and also I can deliver it more because as you know that my channel is solely based on imparting the ideas which is going on, the research and development which is going on right now, recent research. So I try to communicate those things. So for me, it's more like I spend most of my time in reading the research which is going on, and also I give some time to my friends because it is much more important for me, because that was the only time where I can regain my energy from them only, because we used to go play and we try making a lot of jokes and all. So these things re-energize me to do more work. So I split my time into these three things, and rest of all is just like roaming here and there. That's it. So these three are the most important time which I used to spend. Yeah.
I would like to add to this that when you are in a college, don't stick or think in just one dimension. Always think in as many, put your legs into many fields. Like earlier, we
Okay,
used to be
it's
told,
either mine.
As much knowledge in biology, and I'm learning new things. Plus, I also realized that, after a certain point, I realized I know a lot about what's happening up, but there's a lot I do not know, right? For example, my knowledge in politics, my knowledge in biology, other science fields, and even, just for that matter, non-fiction, other things, was very less.
Yeah.
So what step I took was, because college is teaching me about my subject, instead of using my free time to go more into the same subject, I should use it to, read other books, read books about other things.
Yeah, all the
So yes,
other
we
things
should
happening
have
around
quite a
you
role.
is equally important. Like what you are doing
Yeah,
is
because
important, but it will become relevant only when you know what is happening around you and what is actually needed, even in research.
exactly. With the amount of interdisciplinary fields coming up, you never know when the knowledge of one thing would, influence the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
that you're doing.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And
I
try
guess
to
someone
spend
lost.
as, yeah, we have lost someone, I think.
Yeah, maybe he'll rejoin. So the next question is how to, yeah, how can universities and campuses work together informally apart from the MOUs and stuff? Like, what is your suggestion for colleges working together beyond MOUs and formal agreements?
I would like to propose one thing here, that what happens most of the science fest or which is happening is restricted mostly to some of the cities and some of the colleges, or like main university, like mainly to IITs. But if you will be able to bring more candidates from other cities where this kind of exposure is not provided or is not available, that will be really helpful. Like that will bring more talent, and also that will give chance to students who are not studying in such universities, such cream universities. They will get this opportunity. So that's one point I think that universities should pay attention to.
Okay. Shantanu?
Yeah, so I completely agree with what she said. Also, that the universities, I think we should include more practical learning, right? Because the universities, in a very formal way, we have, I guess, for the research scholars, we have the posters, things where they represent their research. We have the exams, and we all have such that stuff. But in a more informal setting, we should let the children explore a little bit what the practical use of the subject is. Like, I've come across students from my batch also, and even the younger students that I teach, that the understanding of the subject is not there, right? So, for example, a kid would tell me, okay, a virtual image and a real image is this, but they do not actually know what it looks like. Now, they are doing experiments with lasers, they are doing experiments with optics, right? They're in an optics lab, they're performing some kind of measurement, but the students in the most principal level do not know what, a virtual image is. So I think more hands-on, little bit experiments, small experiments to clear out the stuff should be there in colleges and also in the school level, right? Apart from that, what I would say is that once a year, students can be allowed to represent, or just show a presentation or something of a field about of a particular topic in their field that interests them,
I
right?
I
So
I agree with what
personally,
you're
I did not
saying.
have that.
Yeah, yeah.
Personally, I did not
Also,
have that when I was in college.
yeah, it's very true that what you are saying, that when you tell students what they are reading through the books, they know only that. Like, just for an example, when we tell them that, okay, amoeba looks like this, or they have seen in their textbook what electron microscopy images looks like, but they have never seen it in true experience, that how it might be looking.
Exactly.
So when they are shifting from that school, college to research field, it's kind of a shock, and there is so much to absorb. Like they need
Right.
to learn so much, it's so fast that sometimes it becomes too overwhelming for students.
Exactly.
Okay, I
I think
think
Aman is requesting to add.
I'm unable to add. It's showing for me like long time waiting for Aman, but I'm not able to click on it. It's just stuck up there. I don't know why. Hmm. Okay. Is it? I'm not sure if we should start again or something. I don't know.
I guess if we can just give a notice to the followers that we are just going to begin in a minute and retry this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll just restart in a minute, like immediately, because we are not able to add one of the guests. So, yeah, right now I'll just close the call. Yeah, so we'll wait for them to join. Yeah, so okay, good. I got scared that I'm unable to add you also. Okay, it's coming now. Yeah.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. So
Okay, perfect.
I accepted his request. I think again he has left. So
I think there's some problem with the internet over there.
okay, let's see if he's able to come again. Yeah, it shows waiting for a long time and it's
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
here.
he's here, he's here.
Hello.
okay.
Hello.
Hello, Aman.
Yeah, you're audible.
Hi, we missed you.
Bye.
Is it is it audible now? Like
Yeah,
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 it
I
is.
can hear you.
because I can't hear you guys.
It's audible, it's audible.
Okay. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
we continue, right?
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
some technical issue, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Now, why is the coming? Okay. Okay. Now I can speak, right?
Yes.
It's not.
Yes.
The next question is how to overcome the fear of judgment when coming online. It could be either in a channel or just public presence. Because usually scientists are, I'm not generalizing this, but usually scientists are introverts. So they have this fear of showing up in public. So how to overcome this fear?
Yes. Okay, I would like to start first. Is it fine? Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's true. Actually, especially in India. So the problem is like people start judging if you are doing something apart from if you are a research scholar, if you are a PhD student. People expect you to be on in lab, do your work, complete your thesis, write papers. That's it. That should be your life, like your research aim, and that should be what you are focused on. But what I feel, so obviously there's a pressure. If you start doing something extra apart from all these things, then you will be on the radar of many of the people, to whom I am talking about. Like, so they start pointing out if you do anything wrong, then they started pointing out the thing that you are doing some other things also. That's why you are not able to focus in the work. So that's what we have to face many times. And also people start like for example, if I take up my example, I started my YouTube channel, Instagram, and all these things. So people are like started pointing out on me like why you are doing all these things if you are doing a research, if you have a well settled kind of life and everything you have done so far, why you are doing into science communication, YouTube videos? These are not meant for you. But what encourages me and why I'm doing all these things, because it all started in the lockdown time. So that time I was having a plenty of time. So I started this thing because I have a habit of actually reading a lot. So I thought maybe I can impart my knowledge to some other people also. So I started that thing. But now, when I got the appreciation from the students and my juniors and all, so I come to know that there's a big gap, there's a big space in this field. Nobody wants to dive into it because of these challenges, because of the fear and all the things which we have to face while making anything in the science communication. So these things actually hinders all of us, like the young generation scientists like us. We won't get the we are not being able to pass this hurdle. But this appreciation, the appreciation which we got from the students, the appreciation which we got from the young minds, that actually encourages us to do such things, because overall we are the scientists and we have to impart the science. We have to transform the science from our side to the others. Otherwise, if we don't do it, if we just publish a paper, it won't go to the common people. We have to transform it to the common people, just like what is there in the other countries, because many of the countries professors used to dive into these platforms and try to impart their knowledge. But here in India, there's a problem, though nobody wants to go into it, and they just want to focus on the research, which is very important, because right now we have a shortage of science communicator. We do it, but not in the larger scale. We are still working on the teaching skills. Like, for example, showing people how many hybridization is there, what is the SN1, SN2. These things they can teach, but not about the main research. How you can transform this to that. These things are the important things which people have to learn, especially in India. And nobody is there to talk about it. So that's what I feel. We have a very important role, and we should focus on these things also, because overall our research is all about making life of the common people good. So that's what we can do it. That's what I feel like. Okay, that's my point.
Aman very nicely highlighted the problem that is over there. And if you, this best solution that I came up with for me personally was have a definite set of people who matter, right? So for example, I have 3 very good close people whose opinion matters. Now, if they tell me what I've done is, it's not as up to the point, I can improve it, I'm going to take it. Also, if there are, there are followers who give constructive advice, which is always acceptable, but you'll always have people who are going to find a fault just for the sake of it, right? They're always going to point out that if you did this, look, they are doing it better, or you're trying to do this, which is, you're not good at it. So do not let that get into your mind. Always have a support system that tells you when you're wrong, and their opinion should be the priority, right? So even behind me, starting with Astro Geek Comics, it was, it's a very funny thing. We were very late. We were not sleeping the whole night. And just before 5 minutes to bed, my friend says, you should do something with your life, right? You just go to a job, but do something for yourself, right? You like to talk about science. So that is how the idea came out. And his, amongst other people, advice is what matters. So there are going to be people who are going to point out that, this is wrong, but do not listen to that. And if you're shy, if you're an introvert, be like me. I think it's the second time I've shown my face on camera, right? So I'm always behind the camera in my comfort zone. And, you just see the comics and the cartoons. They are me.
Nice.
I would like to add to this that since I'm working as a freelance visual science communicator now, and I have been through that phase where I was always shy to talk to people outside the academia. But one thing which I have learned is when you are doing a research, your research is not complete until it's being communicated to the people. It's doing the research, finding the result, it's not done until you communicate it to people, either not just through publication, but reaching out to public and explaining them how their fund is being used actually, because it's their money which is being paid for our research. So until they understand that, until a common person will know that what kind of research is going on, first of all, they will not support the research that people are going to do. Like we often hear that the taxpayers' money is not being used nicely in all this kind of research. So let's cut the research funding. That's the first thing that happens whenever there is a kind of political disturbances or anything. But this is where the science communication or science communicators' role comes. And all the scientists, be it old or younger, they all need to understand this in some time sooner, that this is the thing of future, that we have to communicate to people what is being done. And when it comes to telling about the confidence level, I myself have been introvert, and it was really hard for me to speak in public about my own work also. But then I started thinking of it as that myself as a director of a movie, that my research is a movie which I am directing, and it's me who has to decide that what kind of emotions my audience need to learn from it, like what they have to take home message, what message they are going to take home after the movie ends. So that is what any seminar, any conferences, or even the paper you are writing, it has to be like a story. I'm not saying that we have to give up the abstract literature review and that methodology and that format. We cannot do that. But yes, always think of whatever you are
And
saying as a story, that it has to begin somewhere with the introduction of your characters. That will be your hypothesis. And then coming to your results, which will be the conclusion of your movie. And that should leave some hopeful message, even if it's with negative results of your experiment.
yes, yes. Also, I want to add. Yeah, also I want to add something. So, presenting it in entertaining way is also very important.
True.
Because if we are talking about the layman, so like if we are going to communicate to the layman people, so like it is very important. It should be entertaining as well at the same time. So it's our responsibility, because if we are a science communicator, if we are trying to be a science communicator, then we have to understand what is trending right now, and it is we can see it from our social media that people love entertainment. So apart from imparting the knowledge, it should be entertaining, and it can only be entertaining if you yourself feel entertained by the work you are going to present. So first of all, if I talk about me, I always try to find out the content which entertains me, which excites me, and then I pick that content, and then I try to like impart it in the same way how I got fascinated by that. So in the same way I try to deliver it. So that is very important. What I have seen from my work so far I have done. So I have seen that if I make it with the full enthusiasm, people accept it of whatever the field they are in, but they accept it. But if I make it in the crude way, just like what it is there in the paper, I am just transforming it. It's never going to be happen that you will be liked by the people. So that is also very important if we are into it, this field. Yes.
Yeah, so Aman,
Yeah, and given the given of scale of pseudoscience that is going around in the country, we do need science communication.
True, very well
Yes.
said.
yeah, Shantanu, do you have anything to say before you leave?
Sorry.
Do you have anything to say before you leave? You want to leave now, right?
Yeah, so I actually have a class to conduct right now. So yeah, first of all, I very much enjoyed this conversation, right? It was a very nice mix of all the sciences. And thank you so much for the opportunity for letting me show my face to the followers, right? You want to show what's happening in your life, you want to show some cool thing you have, but then, you are like, okay, I have to put my face over here, so let's skip it. But it was very, it was a very nice thing. It was a very nice session to understand, the different viewpoints. I learned a little bit biology. I learned a little bit of nanostructures from Aman. It was all fun, and thank you. And everyone, just go and follow all these 3 pages, right? If you're watching this live, you'll have to go and follow all the 3 pages. 4.
Also, we can collaborate in some time, so that we can get a flavor of all the sciences together in some part of it. So like, yeah, we can we can collaborate someday.
Absolutely,
I would like to. Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The rest of you, you both can continue, right? Or when do you want?
I can stay.
Yeah, even I can stay.
So,
yeah. No
bye
issue.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Shantanu.
Shantanu.
Good evening.
Bye. Take care. Bye.
Okay. The other questions I have, like, when you first started doing science communication, what was the response you got, either from your circle or professionally, and also like from your family and friends? And how did you handle it?
Aman, you would like to go first?
Okay, so it was a very bad experience for me in the beginning. So yeah, so for the first video what I have prepared, it's basically for on cancer, which on the work which I am doing. So it was well responded by the people because the thing which I am doing, I am actually imparting that thing. So people have taken it in a positive way. He is trying to communicate whatever he is doing. But then after that that video, I thought of making some basic science videos and try to go deeper inside into the other topics. So then I got these kind of comments from my family as well as from my guide and other people. So like, why are you wasting your time, and why what will you get from these things? So starting, I have very few people who were there to look into my work, and I started with 100 people, I guess, from my Instagram page, and it's all very difficult for me to convince myself that I should continue this, because it's a very difficult thing to communicate something which is not very easy to understand. So if we talk about the science which we are like, if I do the research part, I share the research thing. It is very difficult for someone to explain that what research is going on, because if you are explaining science, it is okay, you can explain it, but explaining the research which is going on, it's very difficult. So I was trying hard, but people are not getting what I was trying to make them aware, or I was trying to impart. So that was very challenging for me to lift from that that portion to today now. So now I can make a lot of videos and get a good response. But from that time, it was very difficult, and I was having very few people who helped me to continue this journey. So it was a very difficult journey for me right from the starting. Yeah, but now it's a little bit comfortable. People like appreciate the things, and I am very much comfortable with that. Yeah,
that's really great to know. So my journey to Visual Science Communicator has been some gradual change kind of one. So what happened basically is, after when I was doing my postdoc, I realized that my grant was finishing and I didn't have anything else in the future. I didn't knew what exactly I want to do, and my publication was not out at that time. So I didn't knew that what exactly I want to do. Apart from that, there were other reasons that I didn't want to continue with the research at that time. But I really loved the kind of science being done and the kind of work we are doing currently in India and other places in my field. And I wanted to stay put through it. So what I did was I started just reading the papers, and I always enjoyed the visual part of any phenomena or any mechanism more. Like, I always had problem with words. Like, I could not read all the things and I used to get bored. So I used to draw those things. Even when I was writing answers, I used to illustrate those things. That I always think that when you are seeing any visual for something, it's always easier to understand, be it in other forms. So that's how it started. I started doing the illustrations for different kinds of papers just when I was reading and understanding them. And some of my friends saw it and they encouraged that this is something cool, that what you are doing. Why don't you do it for us? Like, it was really nice of them that they asked me to do it for their research articles or something, or book chapters. And then it started that all of other colleagues got to know, and they asked me that whether I can do illustration for them. And I now do it as profession. Like, that's my profession now. And I really enjoy it, because that way I'm getting to read different kinds of research apart from what I was reading. Earlier, I was already focused just on the neurobiology part. Now I get to study all the other things also through them, through their work. So it's really fun.
Yeah. So, like, this is from like a society, right? So, what is the acceptance in universities, or when you show it as a prof, or when you show this to a grant agency?
In India, it's in really nascent stage actually. Like, when you tell someone that you're a science illustrator, people think that why you need to hire an illustrator when you can ask your graduate student to do it. Like, they can make it in PowerPoint.
exactly.
But that's not.
Even if I go to the professor and tell that I have a YouTube channel, they will think that I am doing some acting or something, because in India mostly YouTubers are considered as an actor or as a singer, dancer. That's it. Nobody knows, or even a teacher also, but
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
science communicator, because there is no one who are ready to accept us as a science communicator in India, because it's like we are not getting anything from maybe you are getting because you are freelancer, but for me it's like I'm not getting anything, and not just for the sake of appreciation, and just for the sake of like I wanted to do it,
It's
so
your
I'm doing
passion
it. So it's
to present your
yeah,
works.
for passion.
Yeah.
Yes, and also I'm learning along with that. I'm learning a lot of things which encourages me, like, okay, if I am learning something, otherwise doing animation is something which is very difficult, because you are an illustrator, and making illustration into animation is quite
True,
difficult.
true.
But I'm doing it just because I'm improving my skills, and also with that skill I can teach others. So that is what encourages me, and that is why all these things I'm doing. But I can't show it to the professors, because if I told them that this is what I'm doing, I don't know what they are going to do in my meetings. What we used to have after 6 months for the progress and all.
Yeah.
So they are definitely going to screw me
No,
in that.
and this kind of
Yeah.
visual depiction or any kind of other kind of communication, like there are some research students who have performed their PhD thesis in form of a dance, or in
Yeah.
on other forms. Like there is a comic artist who has done his PhD from Harvard University, named as Nick Sosinas. He has presented whole thesis in a form of comics, and that is accepted there. Not just accepted, he won an
Nice.
award for it. But
Nice.
if in India, if a student says that, okay, I'm a comic artist also, and I want to present my thesis in the form of comics, nobody will accept that. But actually,
True.
comics is not something for fun. It's also for like
No.
making things more easy to understand, more elaborate in the in form of visuals. It's always better. Like you don't have to just write everything. And the funny part
True.
was when I started doing this, like the old professors usually, not everyone is same in
Hmm.
any place.
Hmm.
So what happens?
Hmm.
Usually they used to say, okay, my PhD student can do that. Why should I pay it for you? But then when they publish something great, like some great journal, and they want to send it for a
Hmm.
cover art in some journal, then they need to hire an
Hmm.
illustrator. And if you are going to hire a normal illustrator who might be equally skillful and might be having great skill, better than me in illustration, but then you have to explain that person your whole research, which you don't have to do in my case. I can read. I'm a scientist, I can read
Yeah.
that thing. So
Yeah.
then they realize,
Yeah.
okay, this is something needed. Some of them are really realizing that, and some of them are understanding the importance of graphical summary of their paper or graphical summary of their work, and how it will help their outreach to all the people who need to understand their research. So things are changing, and now in India we have really great storytellers in science. So they are making things better. Like Aman is doing
True.
that through his video. Then there are other people who are doing through different kinds of ways. It doesn't have to be always with illustration. It can be with any form, but it has to be done.
Exactly. Yes. With any form, even in dancing, even in singing, any form. But we have with that skill, you should try to explain others like what you know. Try to explain to others also, because it is very important to communicate. Otherwise, our science would be of no use, because every day something is new happening. And if we are not being able to communicate to the people, then what is the use of doing it, all the things? So it is very crucial. It is very important to communicate the things
Yeah.
in
And
whatever way
science
it is.
doesn't need to be boring. It is fun.
Yeah,
It can be
exactly.
represented also as fun.
Exactly. Teachers make it boring. As we have already seen from a lot of quotes, it is there. Like teachers make it boring. Otherwise, science is very interesting. If we dive into the science in any form, like in biology, in physics, in chemistry, everything is quite interesting. If you
Yeah.
look into the color, if you look into morphology, everything has its fascination, and everything has its own flavor. So you can get a lot of things from it. So it's
Yes.
never be a boring thing. So yeah.
Plus, it will be less burden on the researcher themselves, because then they don't have to do everything on their own. They can hire people who can do it. So why not to do that? They are already so stressed with all the work and everything.
Hmm. Hmm. True.
All right. So, yeah. So, if this is the current scenario now, like what will be the ideal situation that you think should happen like in the next 5 years or 10 years?
Okay. This is definitely going to be happen. I know, because especially even in India also, because we are doing a lot of work in research, because with the huge manpower in India, we are more and more going towards science field. So, but the only problem is lying the way we communicate. We communicate by sending a paper from one person to other. Just read it and that's it. That's how we communicate. But I think people like us can transform this boring thing into something interesting. And if somehow we can explain to the class with something creative, not just normal lectures, with something creative, if we can explain our student, the student will start thinking like in the same way. So what I think, I've seen a lot of pages and a lot of YouTube channels as well on my these days, who are trying to do that, who are very raw right now, but who are trying to do that. Maybe within 5 years, I am definitely sure they are going to do something big. And if they are able to achieve that thing, then definitely it will give some impact on our research also. Because if something happening and somebody is able to make it entertaining and transform their education from the paper to the real virtual thing, so it would be too much interesting and it would be too much easy to understand. So I'll take one example. When I was studying the atomic structure and all during my class 10th, 12th, I guess studies. So we used to see the pictures and Rutherford model, this model, that model, Bohr model, all this model, and we are getting so much confused. What is there any box inside it? Is there any where the electrons are, where the protons are? We are too much like we just only see the pictures and that's it. We can't visualize what is there. Now, if you see into the YouTube, if you dive into the YouTube and find out what is the atoms, you will get a lot of good illustration, lot of good animation through which you can easily get it. Within a minute, you will get what is the atoms. And that time we used to spend a days to understand what is atom. So it is not just days. We have spent months and years to understand what is there inside it. So the things which we can't see need to be explained virtually, like whatever it is. And we are advancing so much. Like if you can see deep India, if you talk about any other country, we can see that there's too much advancement in the technology. And with the too much advancement, like people with the help of artificial intelligence, robots can now do a lot of other things. And if we have so many good things, if we have so many advancement and development, why we are not implanting it in the research field? It is very much important. What we are doing is we should make a kind of a community in that. So also some fund should be raised for such community, so that we can do it with happiness. Like we can get something from our work, and also we can do more and more work. This will also encourage us to do more work. If we are getting nothing and we are doing it at some moment, we will feel like, okay, why we are doing all these things. So there should be focus on it. Also, academics should be more concerned about it. Like just talking about reading a papers and talking about all these things, they should also teach how to communicate, and communicate in a different manner, not just talking. They should teach different ways. Just like what she said, that by the way of illustration, by the way of video animation, by the way of even on talking in the camera with the full confidence that people can understand, okay, yeah, he knows the things, and whatever he is explaining, it would be right. Because what I'm sorry for taking a long time, but yeah, so it's important. So because what we can see, we have a good teachers in IITs, but what about the other universities? Well, suppose they don't have too much good professors over there, so they don't deserve that kind of a teaching. They don't deserve that kind of a knowledge. They also deserve that knowledge. So in order to reach it to the farthest, even to any person over staying anywhere in the remote area, we need to reach there. And as we can see that everybody has a mobile phone, everybody has an internet facility. If everything we have, then we should start making a lot of videos and contents like that, so that we can reach it to the last person of this country, in this country also, because it is very important in India also. Yeah.
I agree to what Aman said, and the things or the changes are visible now. Like you can see most of the research institutes in India are now having a different position, which was not existing like 3 years ago, like scientific outreach communication officer or maybe grant managers. These kind of positions were not existing. We just had scientists, technical officer, postdoc, and a PhD student. That's all. But now we have more positions for people who are interested in science, but not everyone needs to do the bench work. We need people who are equally involved in communicating the kind of work we are doing in the lab, and that burden should not fall on the people who are doing it all the time. Well, they need to express their work also, but it's not needed that they have to be involved in it all the time. There are people who can do that. So these things are changing, and I think in 10 years or 5 years, why to say 10 years, in next 5 years, things are going to change drastically, and people are going to realize the importance of this communication, not just for the kind of fundings they need. Like, I would like to give a really good example. I don't know in whose political regime this happened in USA, but there was like a lot of research fundings being cut down, and there was a research being done with a lab which was being shut down because the committee which was sitting for understanding that whether this kind of funding is required or not, whether this kind of research needs funding or not, was not sure about that kind of work. So that person asked the community that let me communicate my work to you just in one session. Just give me like 20 minutes of the time of your decision making that session, and I will change your mindset about that. And she did that. She was a professor. She was working on, that was why they were not able to understand, was that because she was studying that, that when a dog is given a bath, like when you bathe a dog, the dog wriggles his whole body to get rid of the water from his fur or hair. And they were unable to understand that why she needs to study this and how it's going to be useful in future. She explained that in 20 minutes that theory, that mechanism, if she figures it out, that will help the army to make the kinds of clothing materials that can be suitable for them to wear in the situations where they can just exist it without having any effect of water on it if they are living in a marsh area. So that really changed my whole thinking thought. And I realized reading this example, reading this news piece, that this kind of communication burden should not fall on the scientist, because their energy is most of the time on the it takes a lot of energy to think about hypothesis, to work on hypothesis, to conclude the hypothesis. So there the role of science communicators or outreach officers is required. And this will happen in next 5 years. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah, but the challenge we have is retaining the accuracy of information while doing science communication, right? We have to have a nominal level of disclosing information, and at the same time, we cannot disclose everything. So that's the biggest challenge we have as scientists, and also when we also convey the information to a science communicator to create communication channel, so between the public and the scientist. So it becomes like the biggest challenge for a science journalist to achieve this. So and it also requires some kind of regulation, right? Some kind of policies, like what kind of information should be shared to the public, because everything cannot be shared as well. So yeah, hopefully I think it's very early to think in these lines, because the first step we need to come is acceptance of science communication as a very integral component of research life itself. Only then we'll move into ethics and policies and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
So the last question, I want to end on a good note. What is the best compliment which you received so far, which made you to continue this thing? It could be professional and also personal.
Aman, you want to go first?
Okay. So I got this is one of the best comments which I have got, and it's not a one time. It's actually a good thing that I'm getting it continuously, that I inspire people. So like this is which makes me feel like I have some worth. So by this work by this communication, science communication, for the first time I started feeling my value. Like it's okay, I have a value of, like as a person, like I have some good relationship with my friends, families and all, but with the people whom I don't know, they get inspired from me is the best compliment I ever got. And for this, I can do it for years, my work, because that is what we all need. Because as a human being, what we all need, it's like money and all we can earn. It's not a big deal. But the thing is respect. The respect in the community, the respect in the society is what we are looking for. And if we are getting it, the respect we are getting, then definitely I love this work. That is the reason why I am doing all these things, and that is the reason why I continuously try to push my barriers. Because to be honest, as what these people said that they are introvert, even I am quite introvert. Like I won't be able to speak in front of anybody, and I was so shy. But now I have developed so many qualities in me, and I started facing a camera. Every time I start make the video, I put myself in the video, because I want to add the face value also. Because if people literally feel that I inspire them, so I literally want to inspire them to do things which I like. I do it with the passion. So I just want to deliver this passion to them. Okay, I am doing it for everything just for my passion and for the sake of respect. So that is the most important thing. And one more thing. So people do a lot of things like on the internet. You know that dancing and making funny videos and clips and all. They get good viewership and everything. But the respect we can get, they never get it in that time. So that's what inspired me to stick with this thing. Maybe I have done a theater and all these things, so I do acting also. But this profession, the work which I am doing, gives me a respect, and that is what I like the most about this work. So yeah, I inspire people. That is the most good compliment I have got so far. Yeah.
That's really nice. I would say that I have two incidences, because most of the work I do is for scientists or the researchers. So, and then they are using it in their research publication or book chapters and different kind of thing. But apart from that, I also do workshops on science illustrations and how to work on that kind of thing. So there are two incidences. The first incident was I was doing a workshop in one college, and there when I explained a complex phenomena through all the visuals and through all the illustrations, and there was a tiny animation in it, most of the students said that they have seen this, they have read this in books, in their textbooks so many times, but now when they are seeing this through animation, they enjoyed it so much, and now they are seeing it in a different light. And that really made me happy, because that was my purpose, that you should be able to see through illustrations what you might be missing while reading things. Because sometimes, as I said earlier also, that when we talk about any cell, for example, it's just an amoeba. You just imagine what you are seeing in the textbook. When you see it in real life, like if you have never seen it in real life, and if I suddenly show it to you, you might not be able to imagine it because of the old and boring kind of illustrations we have in our textbook. So this is what the compliment that made me really happy. And the other one was when I was doing some work for a scientist. Like she was first very reluctant because she didn't wanted to hire an illustrator, but her student asked her or requested her that we should hire, because we are sending a cover art for some journal and it would be nice to have some professional help. When the whole illustration was done, she said that, okay, I didn't realize that the kind of research I am doing can look so beautiful also. Like it was a boring concept and now it's looking so beautiful. So this is the thing which makes me really happy.
Yeah, so I think both of the stories were like very nice to listen, and I think it gives a positive mindset, and also like a leading person, a living example for people to actually follow this journey. So do we have any questions from the audience? If you have any specific question, you can post. Or anything you want to share, like feedback or something, you can just drop in the chat box. Yeah, I would like to thank both of you like for joining us today to actually show us the scenario of Indian SciComm and also some of your real life incidents, which is actually serving as a good example for everyone. So yeah, if there is anything else that you want to tell as a closing comment, you can.
Thank you for inviting me, and it's a big opportunity for me to communicate with so many people and giving my idea, telling my idea about what I am trying. It's really I'm really thankful to you and thankful to Disha and I forgot his name. Sorry,
Shantanu.
Shantanu. Yeah, Shantanu. So they have given a good knowledge about their stream also. So and it's a lovely talking to you people, and I really enjoyed it. Yes.
I would I second Aman that this was really great experience because I was not sure that what kind of questions I'm going to get and like what kind of interaction it's going to be, because usually my interaction is with all the life sciences people, but it's really fun and it's really a learning experience to interact with other field people. Like I learned a lot about cosmos and nanotechnology as well. And thank you so much, Vamika, for inviting us for this great interactive session. Really thankful for this.
And thank you for sharing that research about the dog and the water thing. So I'll definitely want to read that. Can you share it after that? Can
Sure,
DM
sure.
me to
I would have to
share
look
that.
for
Yeah,
it because I read it really long ago, but I'm sure it's out there.
yeah.
I'll find it.
It's really very interesting to know
Yeah.
that why the dogs do such behavior. That is really interesting. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So is it?
So I hope this will go a long way in building this network of Indian psychomers. So I hope you'll stay in touch and also involve in possible events or collaborations in future. So yeah, thank you once again. Meet you
Thank you,
in
Vamika.
yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.